Greg, there was an Australia Institute Revenue Conference today. What were some of the ideas that were put forward there?
Well, some of the ones were, as I've stated, to really change our thinking and think about the terms of what types of society we want. But of course, when we're talking about revenue, the super big elephant, the $320 billion in 10 years elephant, is the stage 3 tax cuts. When they come into effect next July, they're going to cost in the first year about $21 billion, which is about how much the government's going to spend on the disability support pension. It's more than it spends on PBS, a heck of a lot more than it spends on private and public schools. So, and most of the benefit is going to wealthy, rich people who actually don't need it. And actually, if you look at the polls, don't even really want it. They'd much prefer that money to be used to spend on things, on infrastructure, on things trying to get us closer to a net zero. So, you know, all these things about GST, I agree. I don't think they're going to happen. No government's going to do it. But the stage 3 tax cut is this very poorly designed tax. It really doesn't do what it was supposed to do. It's pretty much just giving high income people a massive tax cut, not going to actually improve society. So really, if the government is looking for something to do, obviously don't get rid of it completely. That's probably politically untenable, but you can really change it, play around with it, deliver better tax cuts to those on low and middle income earners who've been smashed by cost of living rises, but also save money that either can pay down debt or actually provide services that really are crying out for support. And I think that's really where we should be fighting rather than all this sort of stuff that's obviously not going to happen. GST, estate taxes, wonderful. We could all put them on our wish list if we so desire. But the stage 3 fight is still there to be fought, and that's certainly where we saw a lot of discussion at the Australia Institute's Revenue Summit today, as well as sort of broader wealth tax things.
The stage 3 is so politically fraught, though, isn't it? Like, it was a big issue at the last election. It had already been brought in and passed by the government of the day. And then seemingly, so not to have a fight over tax, the then opposition, now government, said, no, we're not going to touch it. That makes it really difficult for them, because if they do look to tweak it, they'll be accused of reneging on an election commitment, won't they?
Well, I mean, yes, but the thing is, we did a recent poll, and actually it's not popular. More people would rather the government dump the stage 3 tax than actually keep it. But more people than either of that actually don't even know about it. They don't understand about it. I've sort of compared it to all that talk that we had for a few years about the Gonski reforms to education. People had no idea what the heck it was. And I'm not saying they shouldn't dump the stage 3. What the government should do is actually deliver a better stage 3, a stage 3 that actually could give about 80% of voters a bigger tax cut and actually costs less than the stage 3, because the stage 3 is incredibly expensive, poorly targeted. They could actually say, yeah, we're delivering the stage 3, we're delivering one, though, that is better. And if they were really smart, they could actually wedge Peter Dutton quite badly on this. But it does take a bit of ambition, and I have to say I haven't seen that yet, but certainly I'm going to, in the Australia Institute, we're certainly still pushing for it.
Well, we are going to see an election in the next couple of years, so it'll be interesting to see if that's a focus. Greg Jericho is the Chief Economist at the Australia Institute. Thanks for your company tonight.